All right, YouTube, welcome back to another video. I do apologize. There's not going to be any edits on this video. I'm recording all this from my phone, and I'm just going to immediately upload it. My desktop PC is down. I'm redoing the water block on the graphics card, so there won't be any fancy intros, so we can get started right now. All right, so here it is, guys. This is the CX Racing radiator fan shroud assembly with a couple of upgraded Spall fans. So, CX Racing sells these on eBay, and there's a couple other sites you can find it. And it comes with, obviously, the shroud and these very odd fans. So there wasn't any description on these fans. I had to do some digging to get some information. The fact that the description on the product did not include the CFM of the fans really surprised me, but then again, this CX Racing, as I've looked up the company, doesn't have the best track record, so I kind of took a risk on this shroud, and it turned out to be really nice. All right, so measuring the fan blade diameter here, it's like 11.3 inches. This is considered a 12-inch fan, but it doesn't really fit the description of a 12-inch fan because the blade's not 12 inches, but so I ended up finding out these fans are like 925 cubic feet per minute. So if you end up using them, you're going to have less cubic feet than the stock fan. So I ditched those, and I went with a much better tried and true option, Spall fans. So here it is. And before I continue, I'm going to put a link for all the parts I used so you guys can go ahead and pick the exact same parts out. So there is no question, oh, what fan did he use? And, oh, what brackets did he use? I'm going to include all that so you can know exactly what I picked. Okay, so here it is. These are 11-inch, 1,300 cubic feet per minute each fans. And very nice, very premium. So the ad on eBay where I got these from allowed me to make an offer. So I offered $80 each, which I thought was pretty good because, you know, some of these fans are going for, you know, $200 for both of them. So hopefully you guys can get even a better deal on them. All right. So, yeah, we got those. And, yeah, these are like super nice. The only thing is that I don't know if this is going to be concerned to anybody. There is no backing like shroud like this. So somebody could, you know, stick an object or their hand in there. If so, hopefully no one's that dumb. But just be mindful that you could lose your finger if you put it in there. But I'm not too worried about that. And then, okay, so we got that. Now let's backtrack here. So why go with the CX Racing kit or a slim radiator fan shroud? Well, for all our Sentry blower guys, if you notice, you have to really cut up the stock shroud to make the pipes clear, and then you have some of the radiator exposed that's with no shroud covering it, and it's kind of ugly, and there's no room to move around. So this shroud and particular fan orientation is the absolute best option for any Sentry blower owner. Now, you can do the on-3 kit. Now, if you were to do an on-3 kit, here's a couple things I consider. That BMR support bar down there for the radiator, the red bar right there. If you're going to do the on-3 kit, I highly suggest you get that, or that pipe is probably not going to fit. That charge pipe right here, see right down there, is not going to fit between the on-3 fan that's going to be right there and the stock radiator support bar. So if you do the on-3 kit, at least have the bar so you have room for your piping. But for the Sentry blower owners, I suggest this fan orientation better. That way you have more access and more options to put a filter on your blower. Not everybody wants to run a guard. So I had this one custom made. I wanted the finer mesh to keep, I don't know, less particle. It's still going to get dirt in there. But at some point, I'm going to want to run a filter. And I can't because there's plenty of space. Excuse me. Also, blow-off valve. I can change that blow-off valve without moving anything. In fact, I just put a new gasket on there the other day without having to move anything. So this orientation is just much nicer. All right, let's get this piece of crap fan out of here. Yeah, I wouldn't. You could use these, but I would not recommend it. All right, so let's talk about the other things you're going to need to make this kit happen. So we're going to go over the, and I'm actually going to put a little bit more of a written description since I'm recording on my phone and it's already wired up. I'm going to just put kind of how I did it, but it's pretty easy. I mean, I'm no electrician or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to wire it up. So I have this whole harness here. I got the resistor back here. It's got tons of airflow. You would at least want to have some airflow hitting that. I've tested this entire kit for many miles and it works just fine. And then you have your pigtail right here. The kit comes with two on Amazon, and I think it's like $13. I'm going to include that in the description as well. So you're going to have the stock connector off your SPAL fan, your SPAL pigtail connectors, pack of two, and you're going to wire those into the wiring coming off the factory resistor. Very easy. Yeah, you can just do all that, and you can make a little harness. You do a little differently than I did, but I wanted to keep it nice and clean and OEM, and as you can see, it looks great. And then these tabs right here, these are the alternate mounting locations I did not use. I actually use those to zip tie the wires away from the shroud because this thing gets a little toasty. So you don't want those wires sitting on the shroud. So I zip tie them out of the way. It made it look really neat. So you have that, and then you got a way to mount these. So it would be too easy to have these line up for the hose. Unfortunately, guys, these SPAL fans and the way that they did the shroud, it caters to the stock fans they sell, but it doesn't mean you can't make an alteration. So that's exactly what I did. You can follow exactly what I did here with these brackets. So let's take a look at these brackets here. So as you can see, you got your tab here comes down, and then on the angle, that's where you bolt the hole into, or the hole you can bolt into. So yes, the holes on this shroud are threaded. That makes it so much nicer and easier than having to put a bolt through the shroud and then get on the other side of it to put a nut on there. So in the kit, which I'm also going to link, it comes with two different size tabs, a thinner, crappier tab, and then you have this thick, beefy one. On the thin tabs, you're going to have these black brackets here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these black brackets, take them off the thin tab here, put it on the one that I'm pointing to right now, this one, the thicker one, and then use two 6mm washers. I actually super glued them together. So as you can see, when you're putting it down here, having just one washer and make sure it doesn't fall is a lot easier than trying to keep two washers from falling. So I just super glued those. Two 6mm, the exact height that you need to have a nice flat bracket mounting here. Make it look really nice. And then these brackets, when you get them, are like really long. You just get a metal cutter and cut them. It's gonna look like that. I could, throw a little black paint on there, but for now, I'm not too worried about it. But that's what it looks like. So yeah, another thing to talk about here, the angle. These have to be angled a certain way. And if you want them to look just like this, you're gonna start out with this fan, with this tab right in this location, right? And then these tabs facing downward. And the reason for that is if you can't have them going the same orientation because the two center holes are very close to each other. So they need to be, the brackets need to come in at opposite directions to mounts. And then the rest of those tabs, mounting brackets will be in the same direction. But you also want to make sure that, so this part right here, in order for the charge pipe to clear, it's actually going to sit and come in just a little bit. It clears and it doesn't hit, but you want the shroud kind of like on an angle like that, and that way the piping, I'm sorry, you can't really see it, but once you are installing them, you'll see that piping comes down and actually falls right into place. It goes right past the back shroud right here, and then you got plenty of room. And you can move the piping around. There's a little bit of wiggle room for that as well. Sorry, I'm kind of sweating pretty bad here. It's toasty in the garage, but I want to get this video out because it's been a lot of requests. So yeah, if you for all your you S187 owners, you want a lot more room, and even if you don't even have a Sentry blower, this is a good kit for you. Now, most of the turbo guys are going to be going with the On3 kit, which is also a very nice kit as well. And as I had mentioned, the fans aren't oriented on the opposite sides. The On3 kit, you'll have a fan here and on the bottom there. But for Sentry blower, which technically I believe is the most popular option, this setup here is perfect. Trying to go over anything else that could possibly be needed. So another thing is down here, I have the tile Q blow-off valve down there. I run two blow-off valves. I have the stock one right there, which is going to get upgraded once my court case is complete and they drop the case. I'm going to celebrate by adding another blow-off valve to make it even louder. So yeah, carb my ass. So the tile Q is right down there. You can see it. Got this one. And yeah, the, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So the stock pipe that came from when I put the tile Q in, I actually took that pipe that was in the place of where the tile Q blow-off valve assembly is. I put it over here to extend the piping to actually move it out further so it clears this bracket. I just didn't want it to hit. Now, you don't have to do that, but it helps. And having that BMR radiator support really gives you a ton of space to route your charge pipe there. And you can get a little creative. Another thing I did was this, you notice this coupler is a different color. I actually got one that's like an inch longer, and it allows me to bring this pipe out more, and it helps just all the pipes to sit nicer. So I added that. You may not have that, but it seems my pipes, I don't know if the previous owner had installed this. I'm still fixing stuff on the car, but to me, it seems more ideal and it works really well. Let's see. So I kept this. So this weather stripping comes with the assembly. I kind of just left it on there because it kind of like closes the gap, because there's a little bit of gap right there. And you just kind of push it like that and closes that gap. So there's that. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to cover it all. Let's get a walk around kind of from the side. You can kind of see here. Really nice. Yeah, if you have a Sentry blower, I mean, this is just the kit. And I've got this thing down pat, and I like to share it with everybody as well. The requests for this are kind of overwhelming. A lot of people are asking for it. And someone actually said in Facebook that this should come with every Paxton kit. And it should. I mean, this isn't that expensive. You know, add a little bit more to the price tag, but now you don't have to cut up a factory shroud. And so, yeah, some people might move their resistor into a different location, but I find it's getting enough airflow where it is. And yeah, I'm not too worried about it, you know, being any closer, because the stock resistor is actually inside the shroud, but it's getting enough airflow right where it is. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Zip tied that, made it look nice and tidy. And the whole entire install, as you can see, is really nice and tidy. Take a look, can back up. I mean, look how much better that is. It's just, it's a nice, it's a whole nice unit. I really like it. So once again, I will include the links to everything on this kit, and you can just reference this video. And yeah, so a couple more things. I just want to include everything before we go here. If you don't like this and you want it to be down further, you can, but you'll have to change the fan orientation down there, and this will actually hit the charge pipe and actually put quite a bit of pressure on the pipe, so the pipe will actually be pushing on this pretty hard. That's kind of why I flipped it and made it look and had it like this, because now the pipe falls and comes in, and it actually just sinks slightly in there. It's not anything close to the fan blade, guys, so you don't have to worry about the fan blade chewing the pipe. There's a little bit of space there, so no worry. But yeah, going through. Sorry, I'm sweating my balls off here, but I'm trying to get this video done before my phone shuts off because it overheats. Yeah, that's I think that's gonna do it for the video today, guys. So for everyone, thank you so much for watching. For any s197 owner, you guys need this kit. You don't need a blower. You can be NA, do this. More room for activities, right? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.